नमस्कार, आदाब, सत श्री अकाल, केम छो, कसकाय, वनक्कम। शुद्ध देसी रेडियो की तरफ से मैं हूँ आपका होस्ट आरजे एंडी। और इस प्रोग्राम में जो हम लोग जीएमआई ग्लोबल म्यूजिकल आइकॉन के सीजन 5 के जो हमारे विनर्स है, तो उनके साथ में इंटरव्यू कर रहे हैं। एंड दैट्स अ स्पेशल सेगमेंट दैट वी हैव। And for all those folks who do not know what is Global Musical Icon is a talent platform that basically promotes talent within the community, and it provides opportunities for singers, musical instrument players, dancers, public speaking individuals, and it's open for ages 5 and up. So recently in Detroit, Michigan, we had the Global Musical Icon, which happened on 22nd of April in collaboration with Reflections by Amit. So the Global Musical Icon was launched in 2019 in Nashville, Tennessee, with the intent of setting aside some funds, scholarship funds for the talented individuals. And Global Musical Icon is going to be in other cities as well. This year, we are going to be in Louisville, Kentucky. We're going to be in Dallas, Texas, Boston, and Charlotte, North Carolina. So with that, I have the privilege to introduce to you one such winner from Global Musical Icon Season 5 in Michigan. So let's welcome Lamha Raman. How are you, Lamha?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. And Lamha is the winner of the public choice section of it, and in the voice singing regional talent category and youth age group. So first of all, congratulations to you. And
Thank you.
taking time to talk to us. So let's start by knowing a little bit about you. So you sang a fabulous song in the public choice and also in-person round. So for our listeners and viewers, would it be possible for you to sing either of them, maybe for a small clip, maybe like 30-40 seconds?
Yeah, sure, of course. I'll sing the one from the public choice
Sure.
round. धीरे धीरे से मेरी जिंदगी में आना, धीरे धीरे से दिल को चुराना, तुमसे प्यार हमें है कितना जाने जाना, तुमसे मिलकर तुमको है बताना.
Wow, what a wonderful voice. So do you
Thank
know,
you.
have you watched this movie? Do you know who the singers are?
No, actually, I've grown up hearing this song and singing it at every karaoke party I've been to. I know the song inside and out, but I'm not sure I watched the movie.
Okay. No harm there, because it's so much interesting for the folks who stay here in the US still to pursue their passion, still sing in the original languages and continue the tradition and all the heritage that we have from back there. So tell us a little bit about your journey into singing. So I believe you are taking some classes from online, and tell us a little bit about that. And when did you actually start singing, or was it something that it was your own talent find, or was it your parents actually saying that, Lamha, I think you should start singing?
Well, it was actually a while back, so I wouldn't remember if it was my choice or my parents' choice. I started singing when I was 4.
Mm-hmm.
I took Hindustani classical lessons from Geeta Auntie, all the way back in Michigan. She started my sort of life with Hindustani singing, and she made it such a fun-loving environment, and I was always so happy to go to her classes and practice for those classes. And then I had another teacher for a couple years, Namrata Auntie. She's also in Michigan,
Okay.
and taught me the whole theory aspect of music, and I gained a lot from her teachings. Now I'm learning from Guruji Brajeshwar Mukherjee. he's from Kolkata. He lives in India right now, and we do online classes. And I am very lucky to have such a splendid teacher like him because I have progressed a lot in the past couple of years. I love singing. I sing Hindustani songs. I sing dance. I love dance. I sing Bollywood music. I'll sing anything I can get my hands on, really.
Okay. I think the kids of your age, probably growing up here, I think their interest is probably singing more, choir, or maybe, voice English singing, etc. But you have developed that interest in Hindustani classical, and you have created that niche for you. So, when you do this online lessons, right, sometimes it can be you have taken, in-person lessons, and you have taken online. So do you think online lessons are equally as good as the in-person, because that touch is not there, right? I mean, you're not
Yeah,
sitting in front of the guru and, doing the recital. It's all virtual. So how is that experience?
it's a little bit tough at times. Sometimes the calls don't work, and sometimes our audio cuts out and all that
Mm-hmm.
tedious stuff. But in the end, the experience is really wonderful, and I love my guru's teachings. I love singing the stuff in practices,
Mm-hmm.
and it's mainly about the how would you say, it's mainly about the experience rather than how you get there.
Right.
So I would I would much rather have an in-person class because it's easier to interact that way. But I'm still very grateful for what I have because it's the experience that I'm happy with.
All right. Thanks to your guru for making you such a great singer. The reason I was asking you about this, doing it online versus in person, because sometimes it gets boring. As you said, the video cuts out, the audio cuts out, and it can be boring. But I think staying on that path and that persistence is what matters the most, and that's what I just wanted to drive it home. So thank you very much for that. You are definitely an example wherein people are doing this online classes without getting too much bothered about it with all the technical issues and all that. I think the ultimate goal is basically to learn music, and that's what you have been continuing. So, congratulations on that as well. Now, you also mentioned as far as your hobbies about dance, and then I remember, I remember in the sense, I came to know that you are also part of some Bhangra group, and that's called Furtile, I guess. So how does that go? Dance, singing, all these different hobbies. I want to talk about another hobby of yours too.
It's not all too hard. Singing and dancing are some of my passions.
Mhm.
I love Bhangra. I haven't been doing it for very often, but I've just found an intense passion with it. It's so fun, so energetic, and it's so, what's the word, collaborative,
Mhm.
right? With many other dances that I've done, it's kind of been smile at the audience, right? And be that like the professional. Well, I'm obviously not professional,
Right.
considering my age and my experience, but
Mhm.
um, it's always been more on the professional side. But with
Mhm.
Bhangra, they always encourage you to look at your partner or look at the person next to you and
Right.
smile and have
Uh-huh.
that sense of happiness there, that sense of friendship. And
Mhm.
I really find that very enjoyable. The whole dance is absolutely wonderful. We're planning on starting again back when I come back from India.
Okay. Cool. And I think, I can attest to whatever you said, because one of my son actually, who's at Vanderbilt University, he's the Bhangra team captain there, and we have that Bhangra thing going on at our house also. So I know how much of effort that is. So then, and I think, you also mentioned about your other hobbies, and a diehard fan of Harry Potter is what I learned. So tell us about that. It must be reading all those books and then going to the movie theater and seeing, oh, this part is not there, but it was in the book. Have you found that at all?
Definitely, so many times.
Mhm.
I won't say any spoilers for anyone who hasn't read the books, but I am an avid reader. Some of my favorite series are Harry Potter, Percy
Mhm.
Jackson, Keeper of the Lost Cities. I love books so much. I'm a very big fantasy fan,
Mhm.
and so many of the books that I have read that aren't movies currently, I'm just waiting for them to become movies so I can see how that was like how those ideas can be conceptualized. Um, and yeah, definitely. When I go and see a movie of a book I read, I realize, oh man, that piece wasn't in there. That's a very important piece.
True.
And for some of my family members, like my brother, my mom, when they go and see the movies, they're either like, oh, I didn't I didn't realize that part would be missing, and they think, well, the story fits fine, but I get so worked up about it. I'm like,
Right.
no, that part should be there.
Right.
So
All right. You are definitely becoming a well-rounded personality, so to say, because, studies definitely pursuing singing, dance, plus, reading all these different books, etc., or the series of books. So tell us, how did you get into this competition mode or the global musical icon? How did you hear about that? What was your thought when you were signing up? Is that something that you came across, or where your parents actually came across?
yeah, for sure. So I first off, I wanted to thank everyone sponsoring this competition. I wanted to thank Amit Deshpande. He actually introduced me to the show. I'm a good friend with his daughter, and he introduced me to the show. And at first, I was a bit on the fence about it because I'll admit it's my first competition ever.
Mhm.
So I was a bit worried about what kind of outcome like would come to me.
Mhm.
But honestly, I think it was the right choice to make because it was such a fun experience. And I'm really glad that he told me that I should go and do it because it was very fun to experience that whole competition.
Mhm.
And it wasn't like anything that I had thought it would be. Everyone backstage, like before I went to sing, they
Mhm.
were all so supportive and they were so kind. There was none of that like competition bias
Right.
that comes with like competing with against other people.
Mhm.
Everyone was so kind. Everyone was saying, "No, you'll do great. You'll do awesome." And I'm really glad that I reciprocated that
Uh-huh.
because that was just the most. It was the most caring environment that I could have expected from a competition, which I hadn't expected. But yeah, I'm really glad I did it, and I'm glad that I was introduced to it. I had been friends with Tanika, Amit Deshpande's daughter, for a little bit. We met at a karaoke party at my house,
Okay.
and then they told me about this competition, and again, I was a bit on the fence about it. And then kind of got into it, and now here I am.
Okay. Now is the winner of public choice segment of that. So, I think you said very good things about it, because I think the environment there wasn't that, of a competitive nature. I think people were supporting each other, they were encouraging. And I believe the whole process, right from the registration until the award ceremony, uh, things, we try to work on the minutest detail, right from the registration, right from the when in person, when you come there, when you arrive at the registration desk, your name, your bib, your all those information should be there, and it should be, pretty quick. And that's what we have tried to work, and I hope your experience has been great in that as well.
Definitely. It was a very smooth sailing sort of thing, and there weren't many hitches along the way. And if there were, I didn't notice them. I'm sure no one else noticed them. So it was very fun experience, very easy experience.
Cool, thank you. When you sang on the stage, and there were a lot of people sitting in front of you, was that kind maybe oh, how can I sing in front of these many people? Because generally what happens is we sing in maybe our own known group, etc. But when you are singing those many people, it becomes little intimidating, right? So did you have that kind of feeling when you actually came on the stage?
For me, I always do have that little bit of anxiousness,
Mhm.
but I feel like, contrary to popular opinion, I love that feeling, that adrenaline that
Mhm.
comes with performing. And I honestly, I love performing. I love singing, I love dancing. Performing just makes me feel alive with that whole adrenaline based thing. And of course, it does get very anxious. Like I did feel like, oh my God, what if I mess up? Um, but it definitely played out really smoothly, and I'm really happy with my performance. Um, I do get anxious very easily,
Mhm.
but I love that feeling of anxiousness because it can help me propel forward and do the things that I love to do best. I remember my mom telling me after the performance that I did a lot better during the show than I did in practice.
Oh, wow.
So I think that's kind of a
Uh-huh.
somewhat of a sign
Uh,
that adrenaline is like not always a bad thing.
mhm.
My
Well,
mom, my mom is very supportive. I can never see her saying anything bad to me. I love all of the support that she and my dad have given me. They're all so kind and loving, and they're very caring, and they push my likes forward. If
mhm.
I like to do something, they'll encourage me to do more of it, even
Right.
if I do it at the time.
Mhm.
But they're very encouraging. I could never see my mom or dad saying anything bad to me.
Thanks to your parents, basically, because being supportive, I think, is probably winning that battle altogether. Passion, drive is there, and it develops based on all the support that you get from your near and dear ones. And when parents are there and your friends, family support you, nothing like it. That's probably the best feeling. So thanks to your parents for giving you that comfort zone, giving you that push so that you can perform better and be the well-rounded personality. So tell me one thing, when you were part of that competition, let's say if global musical icon has to come to Detroit, Michigan sometime soon in the next season, what would be your advice for all those folks who are out there and who are probably not knowing much about global musical icon? If they want to take your word or take your advice, what would that be for people who are thinking about participating?
Yeah, sure. My advice would be just to go with the flow because it's at first it feels like if I don't win something, I'm gonna feel bad about it for the next couple weeks or couple days.
Mhm.
And my advice would be to just do it because even no matter what the outcome is, it's always good to have that experience and to know what is in your area and to know how it feels to be part of that competition community and
Mhm.
to be part of that sort of feeling of like performance and the backstage kindness that everyone has and just that feeling of I should do better because there's always room to improve no matter how good you are. But then again, there's always people who will be one step above you. And it's really sad when you feel like you haven't done something right or you've done something right, but no one else thinks that way.
Right.
So just go with it and no matter what the outcome is, have fun. That's the biggest part. Having fun means that you did what you needed to do.
I like that part. I think where you are saying the experience, that fun part, rather than focusing on the competition aspect of it, enjoying that whole experience and fun is what matters the most. So thank you very much for that. people who are listening and thinking about joining or participating, I think this is a great advice from the winner actually of Voice Regional in the youth age group at for the season 5 that happened in Detroit, Michigan of Global Musical Icon. I didn't realize that we have already been talking for so long. When you are having fun conversation, one can keep track of time. So once again, thank you very much for your time, and once again, congratulations to you. Thanks to your parents and your friends and family for supporting you, encouraging you in this journey of yours, and wishing you all the best for your future journey. Thank you very much.